Hello friends, welcome to exam quiz. In this section, we will look at some of the most important schemes and Yojanas. These questions are very useful for exams like SSC, UPSC and other competitive tests. So let's begin. Rajiv Gandhi One Samvardhan Yojana was launched by which state to increase forest green cover? Uttar Pradesh government launched which scheme to transform agriculture and digitally empowering youth across the state? Chief Minister Divyajan Udyami Yojana was launched by which state government? Which state government has launched the e-Bhavishya pension reform initiatives? In which state PM Modi launched the Baraputra Aithiya Gram Yojana? Which state government has launched the Mukhya Mantri Mahila Rozgar Yojana? Which state has launched a scheme named Chief Minister's Foreign Language Initiative for Global Human Talent? Which state government has launched Dhan Dayan Lado Lakshmi Yojana? Which state has launched the Disha Abhiyan? Which state has launched a meal subsidies scheme to promote dairy industry in the state? The Shakti Shri program has been launched by which state government? What is the primary objective of the Ada Bida Nidhi scheme launched in Andhra Pradesh? Which state launched India's first vulture conservation portal? In which state was the country's first aquatic park inaugurated? In which state will Operation Kalnimi be launched? In which state has Nari Adalat for Women been launched? Which state government launched the Gaja Mitra scheme? In which state has the park scheme started? Which state government launched Mukhyamantri Sarbat Sehat Bima Yojana? Which state launched the first free fine rice scheme? Which state has launched Mukhya Mantri Ridhavan Gram Yojana? Which state has launched Pandit Didayan Upayat Poverty Free Village scheme? Which state launched the Digi Lakshmi scheme to digitalize empower urban poor women? Which state launched the Raj Bhavan Anadhan scheme? Which state launched the Nodi Bandhan scheme? Which state government has launched the Mukhya Mantri Pragya scheme? Shiksha Sanjeevani Bima Yojana has been launched in which state? Which state launched Tiliki Vandanam scheme? Which state launched the Young Entrepreneurs scheme to teach business skills? Kalanar Kavinai Thaitam scheme has been launched in which state? Which state launched the Vikshit Krishi Salkap Abhiyan? Chief Minister of which state launched Indra Sora Giri Jala Vikasam scheme? Which state launched the Resham Sikhi Yojana? Which state government has announced the launch of the Pragati Path scheme? Where was Kusum C project inaugurated by Sidaramai? Which state has approved the Ravir scheme? Which state has launched Mahavistar app to support farmers ahead of Kharif season? Which state launched One Family One Entrepreneur policy? Which state launched G Safal scheme? Which state launched the Jyoti scheme to enroll migrant children in schools and Anganwadis? Which state launched Swami Vivekananda Yuva Shakti Mission? Which state launched the Didiyan Upaya Bhumihan Krishi Mazdoor Kanyana Yojana? Ping e-rickshaw has been launched in which state? Which state launched the scheme to distribute steel water bottles to school students? Which state launched the Rajiv Gandhi One Samvardhan Yojana? Which state launched the Samman Sanjeevani app of Mahila Evam Keshori Samman Yojana? Mukhyamantri Samriddhi Parivar Yojana has been launched in which state? What is the scheme launched by Haryana government to provide monthly financial support to senior artists? Who launched Nai Disha to reconnect school dropouts with school? Which state launched the Vande Ganga Water Conservation Campaign on World Environment Day? Which state has introduced Rajiv Yuva Vikasam scheme? Which state becomes first to implement an AI-based real-time alert system for forest management? Which state implements Uniform Civil Code? Where has the eSehat app for healthcare been launched? Which state police launched GP Drasti drone program? Which state launched Adi Shakti Abhiyan for women empowerment? Which state inaugurated India's first fully integrated disaster warning system Kavacham? Which state launched Marga Darsi Bangru Katumbam? Mukhyamantri Konya Amo Nirbhor Yojana was launched by which state? Which state launched the Bhagirath app? Which state announced to open utility banks in every Gram Panchayat? Garya and Borso festivals was celebrated in which state? Anand Nagar Yojana has been launched in which state? Nayana Rhythm 2.0 was launched in which state? Pujari Granthi Samman Yojana was launched in which state? In which state was PM Modi inaugurated Vantara Animal Rescue Center? Madhav National Park became the 50th Tiger Reserve of India. In which state located? Mukhyamantri Balika Samriddhi Yojana was launched by which state? Asia's first vertical lift bridge Pamban Bridge was launched in which state? Which state has established the Senior Citizens Commission? In which state was India's first organic fisheries cluster launched? Which state has launched the Shahid Madho Singh Hat Kharcha scheme? In which state has the Makara Vilaku festival been organized? Which state forest department launched the Guru Daksha online FIR system? Which state has launched the Chief Minister Mobile Operation Theatre initiative? Sadbhavana Legacy Cases Resolution Scheme has been launched in which state? What is the name of artificial intelligence powered chatbot launched by Haryana state? In which state was the country's first white tiger breeding center recently approved? Which state launched the Maitri 2.0 portal? Ayushman Bharat Vaya Vandana Yojana has been launched in which union territory? Which northeastern state is the first to distribute property cards under the Center Village Survey Scheme? Samit. India's first dedicated Global Capability Center policy has been released by which state? So friends, these were the most important questions expected to be asked in competitive exams like SSC, UPSC. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do like, share and subscribe for more quiz video.